Hello and welcome to Fossil Arcade. I'm Graeme, I'm here with Alex.
Hiya.
We're back for another series of videos exploring retro game collecting. I don't know about you, but when I'm collecting something, I like to get all the rarest stuff.
Yeah, I think so. As far as you can, money permitting.
But once you've plundered those depths, you might still be hungry for a bit more collecting. And, you know, it feels like you've got everything, but in reality you can never have everything. So what do you think comes next? Once you've got all the weird accessories like chainsaws and keyboards, what comes next for a hardcore retro video game collector?
I can't think.
Well, for me at least, it's stuff that's not prepared for retail. Specifically, on this occasion, demo discs. In the early noughties and 90s, there would have been console kiosks where you could play a store demo, and of course all those consoles that were in shops had discs inside, and now those discs are appearing online for sale, and people are collecting them. So we've got some here, and we're going to be able to go a trip back and see what these demo discs are like, and just, you know, kind of experience them now again, and see what we think of them. And also we'll comment on whether or not they really are worth collecting, because they're not cheap.
Was it the same with cartridges back in the day? Because I remember playing Mario 64
in a
shop.
Yes, there will be demo cartridges as well.
Playing that for the first time in the shop. Just being blown away by it.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely blown away. Owning that cartridge that I played in that shop at that time, I think, that would be something worth collecting.
So our first disc is from November 2002. And you might see something you don't want to see on here, Alex.
Mario Party 4. We are not demoing that.
Oh, well.
I don't care how different it is from the retail release.
Well, I'm going to introduce a rule. Okay, because there's a lot of demos to get through, a lot of trailers to get through. So you're going to give you a veto.
Okay.
You can use the veto twice if you don't want to play something, or if you don't want to see something.
I don't want to see, play or hear Mario Party 4.
Okay, so there's only a few things on this disc. We've got Starfox Adventures, Mario Party 4, Mario Sunshine, Beach Spikers, and we've got a few trailers. So what would you like to see most of all this stuff?
Ooh. Probably Starfox Adventures.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever played it.
When you start up then? So when you would have seen this in a shop, it's literally just you would have gone up to the console, picked a demo, and, you know, gives you a quick rundown of the controls, and away you go. But these days, you just download a demo straight to the console from the internet.
I always found with demo discs, especially when it was a new game, a new console, it didn't really matter what the game you were playing was. You could be playing Beach Spikers.
Just excited to see something new.
But it was all about trying the controller, because I suppose if you don't get on with the controller,
then it turns you off straight away.
Yeah. Ooh, my word. So far, so Starfox, really. Which isn't a bad thing. Do love a bit of Starfox. The asteroids are like homing asteroids. So I'm just trying out the buttons because I didn't really take them in. I guess that's boost.
And that's the end of it. So they're also quite short because they just quickly just threw these together and then attached them to a third-person adventure game, which is basically like a Zelda clone. Or is it just like...
Oh, it's the same.
It's
the same level.
Did you get there or did you die?
Oh, you said I didn't get enough gold rings?
Oh, I see.
It did tell me I had to get so many gold rings, I didn't really.
Give it another go then.
I was more interested in killing things. Got them all. Get a few more. If I can. Yeah, so far, as a demo, I'm not loving this. Purely because I don't mind an on-rail stage and whatever else, but I'd rather it just be kill things. Did you play this game?
I completed Starfox Adventures back in the day. I was really excited for it and I really loved it. But I haven't been back to it since I was 13, 14 years old. I wouldn't be able to tell you much about it because although I liked it a lot, it didn't stick in my mind for too long. I wouldn't call it one of my favourite games. It tided you over between Zeldas basically. See, in a modern demo, I feel like they would do more to explain things, but because this is just like
it told
a quick kind of, you know, stand in the store and play it whilst you're shopping, it might just be that they didn't want to do that.
Like I said, it's sort of get used to the controller. Seems like a reason why you would play it, and then secondly, just to see the graphics.
Cool.
see the character moving around, especially for a child. Quite often I think children enjoy games from just making the character run towards the screen.
As a kid, progressing or accomplishing anything would have been far from my mind. You mentioned Super Mario 64 earlier. One of the game demos I remember playing and loving was Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, and we used to go, unbeknownst to my mum, I would be asking her to go to Toys R Us frequently, only so I could play the demo. I must have gone and played it 5 or 6 times in that year, because I just loved it, and we could never afford a Dreamcast back in those days, so it was my only time to play it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a pseudo-arcade experience though, because you're there, you get the demo, you play it, you learn it like quickly. You would go to the shop frequently and play the same demo over and over and over, almost as an arcade. So we moved on to the next demo disc, as Alex did veto the Mario Party demo, which was multiplayer. We could have played together.
I'm very sorry.
You didn't want to.
My sanity.
The next demo disc we're going to look at is not a store demo, but it is still quite rare, and it's going to be this Japanese e-catalogue. There were 2 of these released only in Japan, and you would get one of them when buying a Gamecube and Game Boy Player bundle pack. Right. It's a quite hefty purchase, but you'd get this disc. And
you want to hope you get it.
Yeah, you get a freebie. There was also another version of this disc which you'd get with Pokemon Box, which, if anybody doesn't know, Pokemon Box is a kind of Pokemon storage and organising tool, which predates the Pokemon Bank, which you can now get on 3DS. Yeah. So like I said, this is the Japanese demo disc 116 e-catalogue from 2003. It's got 2 playable demos, Beautiful Joe or Sonic Adventure DX, the GameCube re-release, and it's got a bunch of trailers. Oh, it's also got a playable demo of a GBA game, WarioWare, so you can play the GBA game on the screen.
Oh wow, that's cool.
If you go into Sonic Adventure, you can also download some demos for the Game Boy Advance of Choo Choo Rocket, the Chow Garden, and a Puyo Puyo puzzle game. So do any of these take your fancy? I don't mind watching you play if you want to try.
I think Sonic, definitely.
Alright, we'll give Sonic a go.
I wonder if this is going to be the stages that I would have played on the Dreamcast version.
I don't think it is, because by this point the game was quite a few years old. They brought it over to the GameCube. You can pick any of these characters. It's a fairly robust demo. Oh, there are the controls for you.
Oh, very clear, thank you. Quite impressed by the graphics, actually, I have to say.
Well, it's helped by the fact that we're using an HD adapter.
Yeah.
The Eon GCHD Mk.2, which was kindly provided to us by Eon. So, what are you thinking of this?
It's not great.
What's wrong with it? Besides everything.
It controls quite well. I'm not enjoying it that much, but it controls quite well. Like, better than I thought it would. It's not as clunky as you would think that...
This camera looks terrible.
But yes, things like the camera's way too close.
Can you move it with the C-stick? Oh, we can, but not in a way you might.
No, and I couldn't all the way through. I also don't really have any idea where I'm going.
To be fair, this text may be telling you where to go.
Yeah.
So, take it with a pinch of salt. Oh, well, these Knuckles levels are very kind of, they're exploration levels. You're supposed to be finding the emerald.
Oh,
I'm taking it for granted that you don't have much Sonic knowledge. I have the Sonic knowledge I'll impart to you. You timed out there, I think.
That was the end of the demo?
Knuckles is trying to find his emerald, and at the bottom there's like a little radar that flashes like red, yellow, green to tell you how close you are.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know any of that. Oh. But it is fun to revisit it. Should we try a trailer? Let's have a look at F-Zero.
Yeah, we love a bit of F-Zero here. Movie! Oh, this is all like the story stuff.
Yeah. I kind of got the impression from the previous screen where it was a story and point and picture.
Well,
no, we're getting a bit of it. No, teasing us.
Well, you do see some racing, but that's the only major folly of F-Zero GX, I think, is that where they went in hard with this story mode. And there's an anime in Japan, and maybe that's kind of what the Japanese market wants, but personally I could not care less about the story behind F-Zero. Interested in the characters to an extent, like tell me a bit of their background, give them some personality.
This is quite a good trailer for its time though. It would make me want to look into this game further.
Sega do make really good trailers.
And they're also, I've noticed a couple of times, they're cutting between in-game, and it's either replay or it might be one of the movie sequences, like looking back at the vehicles and who's behind, which makes it look really dynamic and exciting, and not necessarily representative of how you play it, but makes for a good trailer.
Interesting that there was no mention of AX in there anywhere. So there are also Game Boy Advance demos in with Sonic Adventure, and we can, in fact, give them a go. One of them is a Chow Garden, and the Chow Garden, if you don't know...
Oh, was it into the memory card?
Yes, originally it was... The Chow Garden was built into Sonic Adventure games, and it was like a little Tamagotchi thing that you would play on the VMU. But when it came over to the GameCube, they made the Chow Garden present in a lot of Game Boy Advance games that Sega made. And on this disc, there's the ability to transfer a very rare Tails, Amy or Knuckles like form of a Chow. But let's take a look at Choo Choo Rocket.
I remember this game.
So yeah, this is like a much more kind of low-res, downscaled version of the Game Boy Advance version of Choo Choo Rocket. So because it's downloaded from the demo disc, the music is a bit more kind of lo-fi, the graphics are probably not quite as crisp as they would be on GBA, but you're getting a downloadable demo of Choo Choo Rocket, so, you know.
On a Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I know how to play it, so...
Oh, let me talk you through it then. Here's an easy one. So you have mice on the screen, and you have to get them to the rockets. And you do that by placing these arrows, so the mice will just move sort of automatically, and if you don't tell them where to go, they can die. He fell down the hole there, he's dead. But if we place an arrow, any of these chews that touch it, they'll go that direction into the rocket, and off the rocket goes. And that's like the entire Choo Choo Rocket game. Look, Pookie! Chews!
Hello.
Choo-choos!
Where do I actually start then? I've got an arrow I can put down. But how do I make them move once I put the arrow down?
If you press the R button, they'll move.
Okay.
This is Kabuki's absolute favourite game because of all the chews.
No.
So you need to press it. You need to put the arrow somewhere.
But can I put it over them?
Yeah, you can put it over them.
Okay. So I put it there. It took me a few seconds to sort of realise how it works, but I got it.
It's an absolutely fantastic game.
Yeah,
I'd really love to see it re-released or remade or sequelised. The next one is May 2004, so we're back on to the retail kiosk demos for a bit.
So we're looking at almost sort of 2 years, aren't we, after GameCube's release?
Okay, this one requires a memory card. Oh, it wants us to pick the region we're in, and it probably dictates the language. The United Kingdom.
I like the effort they went to with the 3D flags.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we get different content if we say we're a different age? Because we're going to get the maximum content if we say we're 18.
Yeah.
So here we've got Pokemon Colosseum, Mario Golf Tour, Toadstool Tour even, 007 movie, Phantasy Star Online movie, Player's Choice, and Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. Player's Choice. These pages exist on some of these demo discs, and it's kind of like a very early internet type experience where you might not have the internet at home but want to visit a website in a shop.
Go on into the Matrix, so you have to.
Okay.
Did you ever play this game?
Oh yeah, I rented this.
Merciless agents stalk your every move. You defy gravity and break all the rules. How far down does the rabbit hole go? Are you ready to find out? Are you ready to enter the Matrix?
I know you want to see this Metal Gear trailer.
Yes.
So let's watch that. It's simple enough game, isn't it? Oh.
Ghost versus Gino.
You're going to have to film me in on this. I don't know anything about Metal Gear Solid at all.
Have you never played it?
I played like a fraction of it. I have tried this one. A friend of mine.
So this is the ninja.
Okay.
Coming in. But yeah, this is just much more cinematic than it was in the PlayStation version.
Oh, he's in Smash Bros. as an assist trophy.
There you go.
Yes. Is it Grey Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have played it. I borrowed it from a friend, but it was more than 10 years ago, so I don't even remember if I liked it or not.
Revolver Ocelot.
Oh, is he? He's like the baddie of the first one, is he?
Liquid Snake is... he's one of the enemies.
Snake actually does look really young. It's funny to say, but because they've aged him up.
Yes, yeah. It's like when you got to Metal Gear Solid 4 and he was actually an old man.
And he has accelerated aging, right? Because he's a clone. See, I know some things.
I'm not even going to sit and try and explain the storyline of Metal Gear Solid.
No.
One, because it's incredibly convoluted and told through so many cutscenes. But two, if you haven't played it, you should experience it. It's really fantastic.
So the next disc we're looking at was actually a pack-in with the North American copy of Mario Kart Double Dash.
Okay.
Not released in Japan or Europe, but this demo disc came with Mario Kart and has quite a few nice things on it. We've got Mario Party 5.
Ooh.
We've got a playable F-Zero demo, some bonus content you can download to the GBA for Fire Emblem, some nice trailers. And we've also got a playable demo of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3, and Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes is the reason I have this disc. Back in the day, I knew that the American copy of Mario Kart Double Dash was going to get this bonus disc and it was going to have Sonic Heroes on it. And I was like, I need to play Sonic Heroes before anybody else. So I imported it. I was so excited. And it was one of those times where as an adolescent or a child, you know it's no good. You sort of lie to yourself, like, well, it's a demo, so... But so which of these demos take your fancy? Keeping in mind you've got a veto left if you don't want to play any of them.
I don't want to play Mario Party 5.
Do you want to play Sonic Heroes?
I quite want to play Star... Well, I want to play Star Wars, big Star Wars fan, so definitely want to play Star Wars.
Go on, then. Yeah, obviously I've played this demo because I've had this disc for years. And I never really took to these Rogue Squadron games. I know they're lauded, and I think that I would appreciate them more now as an adult.
I think when they came out, they were just so good because they were so cinematic. It kind of sounds a bit cheesy to say these days, but then it was like playing the film. Like this
bits of the film,
this Hoth sequence. Well, actually, I'm thinking of the other game. I've never played this one where you're actually down on the floor.
Oh, you thought it was the other one?
Yeah, tying up the legs.
Well, no. We'll see if you still like it just as much.
Oh, hang on.
Okay, so you've got to use the C stick to use that.
I need to use my grappling hook. Yeah, there we go.
Now, remind me, does this happen in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Luke goes, he flies upon a grappling hook and
he does all that.
He opens the bottom of the...
Oh, you can fire a thing inside.
Yeah.
How are the controls?
Beautiful.
You can see that it didn't go in. Down he goes. The Gamecube era, this looks like really nice, but maybe the gameplay's just not aged that well. I don't know.
It's a bit better. I think I was just shocked when I started a Hoth level to not be playing
the flying bit.
the speeder sequence.
I would assume that in the full game you do.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Shoot him down! Darth Vader's in one of those things.
Not for much longer.
Just pick one.
Well,
You're going all over the place.
It keeps snapping back. If I let go of the stick, watch.
Oh yeah,
it snaps back. It's just not. It's so easy to overshoot everything.
Oh okay. So it's like
it's not. You have to have such precision to.
You're getting blown up.
Yeah. It's not very easy to tell when you're actually hitting anything. There's those. But the ATSTs, it's a little bit harder. I'm getting into this now. I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Okay, you've still got a veto in play. So does that mean you don't want to play Mario Party 5?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Did you want to play it?
Well, no, I guess not. But there is something on here that I really, really need you to see.
Okay.
We're going to watch this trailer.
Kirby knows if you can't beat 'em, eat 'em. Chew up the competition with Kirby as he jets through 3 gut-busting game modes and over 20 chaotic courses in Kirby Air Ride. Prepare for fast and furious racing action as Kirby hits full-star speed. You can even battle your friends in one of 3 hyper game modes.
If you can't beat 'em, eat 'em. If you can't beat 'em, eat 'em.
Sorry, just beat 'em and eat 'em.
Only on
Makes me
Nintendo
think of
GameCube.
a video.
I always eat them when I can't beat them. February 2005 is when this disc is from. This is the last demo disc we're going to look at. This is quite near the end of the GameCube's lifespan. GameCube kind of came to its closure 2006, 2007. Right, so we're from the UK and we're over 18. Worth keeping in mind for those who want to beat and eat people. There's something I really liked about these discs, especially the retail kiosk ones, is that they give you an insight into what the corporate personality is of the GameCube, and that might sound like quite an odd thing to say, but it's all their branding is kind of kept and recorded in this, and it shows you sort of like what was the style of graphics of the era, what did Nintendo want you to be, you know, thinking and feeling when you looked at this stuff, and I find that kind of thing really interesting. It's part of the reason I really like having these demo discs.
I like the effort that's put into just the demo select screen. So there, where you've got 3D leaves and things moving in the background. Yeah, I think it's great.
We've got a page here for Hot News, featuring Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah, what's going to happen in Resident Evil 4 then?
Give us another reading.
You thought you knew about horror. You thought you knew about survival. Think again. I'm not going to read all of that. There's quite a lot. No, it scrolls as well, there's loads.
Forget Raccoon City. 3 visually breathtaking, massive and terrifying Central European locations means fear has a new home. There was actually a Resident Evil 4 preview disc released. Has a making of film of Resident Evil 4, which is really nice.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Doesn't feature a demo of Resident Evil 4.
Of course, well, that just wouldn't make any sense, would it?
It doesn't. On this disc though, we also have Baton Kratos, which I've never played, Mario Party 6, Mario Tennis.
Yeah, I'll give Mario Tennis.
And some movies. Mario Party 6. Wanna give it a go?
Not ideally, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. And you've run out of vetoes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't.
No more vetoes left, so pick up your pad and we'll give it a go. There are the controls. Oh, we get to pick the game.
Well, yeah, see, the minigames, they're good.
That's a good bit.
Should we try Snow World?
Oh, yeah.
Looks good.
It's almost like a 1080 Avalanche kind of experience.
Yeah.
SSX. Okay. Press the buttons in order to spin your snowboard in midair. Whoever pulls off the biggest spin wins. It will be 1080 then. And those are the buttons, although I'm presuming they will come up on the screen.
I hope I'm not first.
I'm first. 1080 even says it on the screen. Okay. A, B, Y, X. A, B, Y, X. A, B, Y, X. Oh, I see. You actually do it in that order. You just have to do it as quickly as possible. So do it as fast as you can. Oh my word. Yes, boo!
Go, boo.
Yeah, you won. New record even.
He's a happy boo.
Do you want to try any of these others, or?
Yeah, I'm happy to try it.
Card out. You picked the last one. I picked this one.
It looks so bad. Finally cut.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
It's different than the others. Press the correct button first to earn a point.
Oh, okay. So
spot the difference.
It's perfect.
That's all
game.
it is.
Perfect game for 2 grown men in their 30s. A, X, B. Okay. What?
Yeah, I didn't get what that was.
I'm gonna press B. Yeah.
Yeah, I've pressed B.
I think I was faster than you, so. And then A. Oh, you have to press the letter that's with it.
Hey?
They're all with it though, aren't they?
Yeah. You got to choose. You got to choose the one that's different to the others.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wasn't even looking for a
Oh
difference.
no, that's the whole idea. Spot the difference.
I haven't got my glasses on,
Neither
so I
have
can't
I.
even see.
Should we try it again?
No.
Who won?
I did. So we're not going to play again. That's enough of that. There's something else on this disc that I really want to show you. I haven't looked at it myself yet.
2-player?
No, it's a trailer. And as I say, this disc is now nearing the end of the GameCube's lifespan, which means we've got a trailer on here for Nintendo DS.
I had that DS.
Well, I had this first one,
Yeah.
the ugliest one.
Yeah.
So let's see
was
what
great.
it's like. And it's really strange to see something that's like the next thing on an older console. And now this looks so old. It's like over 10 years old.
I had so much fun with it, but it looks horrendous.
I know, it's one of those cases where they release a revision later on and you wonder how they even got away with it.
Yeah.
So as I said at the beginning, I view these as quite a nice collector's item because they give you a little window into the exact period, the exact mindset of what it was to be a GameCube fan back in that time. But what do you think of them just as demos and then also as a collector's item?
Some were better than others. I find with demos, even modern demos, it's a real fine line between giving you too much and you kind of getting a bit bored, you don't even get to the end of the stage or it's too difficult, and they're not giving you enough. So,
if I'm not mistaken, you're basically saying that you would rather a demo be a fun example of what to expect rather than like just a challenging vertical slice of a game.
Yeah.
I'd say as demos, I mean, if a game does not demo well, it's not necessarily a fair representation of that game. It may just be that it doesn't demo well, but when you have it at home and you spend a few hours with it, like Star Wars for example, probably get into it, learn the controls and settle into it. Other games, like, even though we're not fans of it, Mario Party does demo very, very well because you just get exactly the experience you're going to get. But that's the kind of the balance in demos and especially store demos.
It's very hard as well we're sat in a house here playing them, 15 years or whatever after the fact. So it's quite hard to place yourself in a shop environment, noisy. You can't probably hear the sound effects or music, maybe not that well.
There's one other thing you haven't mentioned about being in a shop as well. It's just how absolutely disgusting the controllers would have been. Usually when you're playing a shop demo, you might be trying to kind of play without quite touching the handset. So there's that to take into account as well.
I think they're great as collector's items. I loved a window into that period of history because that's what it is, especially like the one that came out around the time of release.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting then to go to the one that was very near to the death of the GameCube really, and then getting to see, okay, these are the best games really. This is how far.
So you're saying that Mario Party 6 is the best the GameCube?
It's the pinnacle of the GameCube really.
Yeah. Maybe even. To me, as a collector's item, the main thing is that atmosphere that it provides you, reminding you of kind of like how they were trying to represent the GameCube in its original form, especially when you find a little gem like, if you can't beat them, eat them. Yeah. Which I had obviously seen before as a teenager, but when I watched it again recently, I was just in stitches. And to that effect, I really feel like there are probably people out there who collect GameCube games but don't necessarily have the inclination or the finances to pick up these demo discs because they can get quite expensive. Each of these store demos cost me about £23-25 each, and they're not boxed. So if you get a boxed one, it's going to cost 40, 60 or more. I want to try and share this content more, so I'm going to start posting some Fossil Arcade archive videos, which is going to be just direct feed, no commentary, just content from discs like this and other rare things I have. It'll be posted on YouTube in full 480p with help from the Eon GCHD Mk.2, which I was helpfully sent by Eon Gaming. I want to offer them a big thank you for the help because all today's footage has been captured in glorious HD quality thanks to their mod-free HD adapting solution, which I really like. So thank you to them for sending that. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing some of this stuff without us gassing all over it, check the YouTube channel Fossil Arcade and you should be able to find plenty of examples of these demo discs just free for you to watch at your leisure. Thanks for playing with me.
Thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed some of these demos and maybe some of them not so much, but it was a great fun trip down memory lane, and if you enjoyed it, please just share it around and tell everybody that it was a nice video. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.